Chapter 1: The Evolution of Perception. Ever pondered upon the curious paradox of how society perceives mental disorders? Consider this. Once upon a time, individuals with schizophrenia were revered as prophets or oracles, ascending the social ladder with their unique insights. Fast forward to today, and these same conditions are treated as abnormalities, with those afflicted often marginalized and misunderstood. An intriguing question arises: does our definition and understanding of mental disorders sway with the convenience of the times? Chapter 2: Ancient Views. To unravel this, journey back to the ancient civilizations. In Greece and Rome, individuals displaying signs of what we now classify as bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, or psychosis were often seen as divine conduits, their visions and voices interpreted as messages from the gods. Their unusual behavior was not seen as a sickness, but a divine gift. Chapter 3: Middle Ages Misconceptions. As the Middle Ages dawned, the perception took a drastic turn. Mental disorders started being associated with demonic possession or witchcraft. The afflicted were feared, ostracized, or even persecuted. The understanding of mental disorders became entwined with superstition and fear, a far cry from the reverence they once commanded. Chapter 4: Renaissance Shift. The Renaissance sparked a shift towards a medical understanding of mental disorders. Pioneers like Paracelsus began to argue that these conditions were not supernatural, but rather an imbalance in what he referred to as the non-naturals. Yet, even as scientific understanding grew, societal acceptance lagged. Chapter 5: Industrial Revolution Impact. The Industrial Revolution saw the birth of asylums, places where those with mental disorders were often locked away, out of sight and mind. These institutions, while intending to provide care, often became places of neglect and abuse. The perception of mental disorders during this period was one of fear, stigma, and shame. Chapter 6: 20th Century Progress. The 20th century introduced a new era of understanding. Psychologists and psychiatrists like Freud and Jung began to delve deeper into the human mind, leading to breakthroughs in our understanding of mental disorders. Society started to see these conditions not as curses or divine punishments, but as illnesses that required treatment. Chapter 7: Modern Challenges. Today, despite significant strides in our understanding of mental disorders, stigma persists. Society still grapples with accepting mental disorders as legitimate health concerns on par with physical ailments. The perception has certainly evolved, but the journey towards acceptance and understanding is far from over. Chapter 8: The Ongoing Journey. In summary, the societal perception of mental disorders has undergone dramatic shifts throughout history. From reverence in ancient times, to fear in the Middle Ages, to a medical understanding in the Renaissance, to institutionalization during the Industrial Revolution, and finally to a more nuanced understanding in the modern era. Yet, despite these changes, it's clear that society's perception of mental disorders is influenced by the zeitgeist of the times. The challenge moving forward lies in shaping a society that not only understands mental disorders but also accepts and supports those living with them. And so, the question remains: does our definition and understanding of mental disorders sway with the convenience of the times? Or can we rise above societal trends and truly understand these conditions for what they are, part of the complex tapestry of the human experience? The journey continues.